Kuznicki, and I'm the Legislative and Economic Development Committee Chair with the Pittsburgh North Regional Chamber. And today, as part of our Workforce Development Video project, I'm interviewing Lew Villotti, who is the president of the Beaver County Corporation for Economic Development. So thank you, Lew. Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome, Kathleen, and thank you for having me.
Good. So tell me a little bit about your organization and your background, please.
Sure. So CED is, or that's how we call it, Beaver County Corporation for Economic Development. Okay. We are the lead economic development entity for Beaver County. We were started in the mid-'80s in reaction to the downturn in the steel industry. And we were sort of re-energized again back in as U.S. Air left being a hub, because we had a lot of U.S. Air work here. And we are primarily, at that time, we're primarily an industrial development corporation. We develop property. We have a loan portfolio of about 21 loans, somewhere in the area of $9 million. And we do business assistance. So we're here for Beaver County, really in an effort to provide the economic impetus that's needed to grow the economy here.
Okay. Well, what kind of loans can businesses get from you? Like for what specific purposes?
So generally we do anything from small business to industrial loans. We are ourselves are the certified economic development organization for the state. So you have the whole gamut of state loan programs. In addition, we ourselves have 2 revolving loan programs. We can offer up to $400,000 on real estate or $300,000 on equipment, which is up to 50% of the project, or which is ever more.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So how does the current workforce issues impact your mission of economic development?
Well, that's an interesting question, because things have changed so much. I can remember when I started in economic development, it was location, location, location. Then it was infrastructure, sewer and water. Then it was land. Then it was business climate, taxes and such. But right now, the number one issue facing companies, my current companies that I work with, or companies that we are trying to land here in Beaver County, really is workforce. It has become the number one driver, I would say, in really helping companies and where we try to assist them. It is much different than you would anticipate. There's a question of folks can't. I have companies that would love to get loans from us and for equipment to put on a second shift, but they're afraid they can't find the people for a second shift.
Yeah,
they're having a hard time finding people for the existing shifts. So it has become really one of the number one issues that we work with in terms of economic development, and will be, I think, for the foreseeable future.
Okay. And just as you had said, that basically when we talked about this before, you called it a lack of inventory of workers, right? Not people involved.
Well, yeah, you kind of put it that way. It really is, the workforce issue goes beyond just having the number of workers. It's an inventory issue. It really is. It is workforce is a resource.
Yeah. Like
any other natural resource, and right now we do not have the inventory.
Yeah.
So for when a company would come in and say, hey, we need to have 300 employees, I really have to work hard to figure out where we're going to get 300 employees. And if we can get them 300, how am I going to backfill the companies that they come from? Because they're just, with the record low unemployment rate and relatively high participation rate in the workforce, it's really hard to find those numbers. And it is, it's changed the game for us in a lot of ways.
So what are you doing specifically to address the lack of inventory?
So we have,
in regards to the region, anyway, that you talked about this.
Yeah, we have sort of a couple of long plays. I would always say that I believe that the people who kind of or the regions or areas that at least work towards and try to solve this inventory issue are going to be the ones that kind of, I want to say win, but end up moving a little quicker and a little faster. And so we believe that one of the ways to do that is through our existing communities. So we have a number of existing business districts along our historical river communities here, our 9 historical river communities here. And please don't ask me to do all 9 because I'll invariably miss one.
Yeah.
But we believe that by investing in those downtowns, I have a saying, and you and I have talked about this. I have a saying, and that I sell dogs and strollers.
Okay.
That when I bring a company through that is looking to locate here, I don't take them to the industrial park first. I take them through my communities. If you've ever driven through downtown Beaver, it's you can drive through here at 2 o'clock on a Wednesday, and hard to find a parking place. If it's in the summer, you'll see everyone outside,
yeah,
with their dogs and strollers. And it talks about there being a certain level of vitality that they can see their workforce either moving here because it is a place that has that sort of vitality, or they can believe that they can find folks here because people will want to live here. So we started with that premise. We work with a private partner, Town Center Associates, and we have begun to identify the vacancies in those communities. It's trying to make that story a really long story short, is we have 800 storefronts basically in those communities at any given time. Anywhere between 250 of them are vacant.
Okay.
And unfortunately, only a couple of them are on the market. So we had to solve that problem. The second thing that we then did, once we're working to solve that issue, is we then put in place through the Appalachian Regional Commission Power Grant, we have a grant that allows us to, if you're moving into those communities to start a business in those business districts, and you're looking to start a business, we can provide up to a $10,000 grant for you to start your business there. The whole intent, Kathleen, is for us to bring in, to create a sense of vitality around those communities so that when people see them, they say, yeah, this is a place I can live. Those downtowns are not just the downtown business districts for that community anymore. They're also the downtown business districts for those surrounding municipalities. And we're hoping by creating a sense of vibrancy in those communities that we'll begin to attract and be able to retain and attract people in terms of the workforce.
All right. So if you had to give like a bottom line bullet points thing and someone say, why should I move to Beaver County or why should I start my business in Beaver County? What are you going to tell them?
So what I always say is you're really on the cusp of something really great here. We have vibrant communities that we want you to come and build your business here, but also be a part of. If you really want to be a part of something, not just have a business, you want to be a part of something and grow the community, then come here to Beaver County. We have great access. Everybody has those sort of things, but what we have right now is we have these communities that are working really hard and are looking for any help and assistance you can give and are on the cusp. We want you to come be a part of Beaver County. It's no longer, oh, it's Beaver County. It's Beaver County. And now we're going to come here and we see what you want. We want to be a part of that growth story.
Okay. And can you tell me, like you said in the last couple of years, so how much have you seen it already grown in the past couple of years, just to get an idea of that kind of rate?
Well, there's been a market change. So if you go to some of our river communities, of course, it all started with the Shell, which everybody knows and talks about. But it's more than just that. If you look at some of our river communities, you drive downtown Beaver, we have almost a 0 vacancy rate in downtown Beaver. If you drive up through Ambridge now, you begin to see the breweries, the bakeries, the wineries, the ethnic grocery stores that are moving into that corridor. You see some of that in Monaca. So there is a lot of reinvestment in these communities and it's starting to actually form some gravity and build on itself. And we're very excited about it. Beaver Falls, we're seeing the same sort of thing. And there several of those communities are about to undergo a streetscape project, which we think are just fantastic. Our grant program that I talked about, we've only had it open for a few months and we have 10 applicants looking to move into those areas.
Okay.
So we feel really good about it. And I think that we have begun to see a lot of outside interest. And in addition to those communities, the real driver for us is I always talk about how helping Bob and Barb's Bagels helps us land worldwide widgets. Yeah. Right. So we're investing in that whole gamut, investing in Barb and Bob's Bagels in an effort to help us land worldwide widgets. And we're starting to see that sort of interest in Beaver County at the moment.
All right. So if our members want to get excited and learn more about Beaver County and maybe think about starting a business, or somebody wants to move in the community, how can they contact you?
So they can reach me by phone at 724-728-8610, extension 203, or you can go to our website, beavercountyced.org, and contact us that way.
Okay. Well, Lew, thank you so much for all this great information. And I mean, I live in Beaver County, so I'm really excited to hear about all that's going on in the growing community. And I also like to thank the Pittsburgh North Regional Chamber for giving us this opportunity to educate our membership. Goodbye.
Bye.
There we go.